Hi there, welcome back to episode 2 of Managing AKS and EKS clusters at scale. In episode 2, we discuss application management. We explore application management with ACM, and we understand application discovery with ACM. So first, we're going to deploy a sample application. So let's go over to the ACM console again, and we'll look at the clusters under management. And as you recall, in episode 1, we had automated deployment of these clusters, and we're now able to manage and deploy applications. So let's go ahead and do that. If we go to the applications piece, we can start now creating application. Choose the subscription piece as the option. For our application, I've decided to use WordPress as an example. So let's fill out the namespace and the application name. Next, we're going to choose the Helm repository where we can get our source. Let's copy that in, and we're going to enter the chart name. I've selected a recent version of this to deploy to the clusters. Next, we're going to choose the placement rules. So placement rules are really important. This is where the application gets deployed and ensures that the application runs on the target cluster. So I'm going to go ahead and create this. Next, we're going to label the managed clusters with the placement rules. So we go over back to the ACM console and look at the clusters under management. Now we can start using the labels that we created originally for the application. So let me go ahead and add those. If you recall, it was environment was equal to dev. Just going to add that to each of the clusters under management and save that. Next, we're going to review the application on ACM. So once we've created the labels and on the managed clusters, we are now able to review the application being deployed. ACM will trigger deployment on those clusters, and now we can view that. So on the ACM console, if I filter by subscription, I'll notice my WordPress application now has 2 remote clusters under the subscription. If I go to topology, it's really nice to view this. And as you can see, the application has now been triggered and deployed on both the clusters. Right, let's go over to the various consoles and have a look at what's happened. So if I look at the Microsoft Azure console, as you can see, I have my cluster here that's been deployed, and I'm going to go down to the namespaces. And as you can see, the WordPress namespace has been created. And I can view the actual workloads of the pods deployed. I'll just sort this by age. And as you can see, there are various pods created. That's the WordPress database and the WordPress frontend, as well as the ingress controller. I'll drop over to the services piece. And you can now see that I have the ability to access this application. And as you can see, it's a working application. Next thing I'm going to do is go over to the AWS console. I'm going to look at the EKS cluster that's been created, and I'll look under the resources. And in a similar fashion, I will see the cluster namespaces being created. You'll see there's the WordPress namespace. Select that if desired. And under the resources, under pods, I can select the WordPress to see the running pods. And as we can see, there's consistent deployment between the 2 clusters, having both the MariaDB and the WordPress front end. Next, I'm going to go over to the services on this side and select the WordPress. And in the same way, I'm able to view the WordPress front end. So a real powerful example how something like ACM can now deploy a consistent application across clusters for us to view, manage, and deploy. The next piece I'm going to look at is search and filter discovered applications. This is a very new feature on ACM. What it allows us to do is discover applications that are being deployed outside of ACM. So if we go back to the console and applications, I'm going to search by last created time. And as we can see, there is an application that's been created called Bad Developer on the AKS cluster. So this way we can actually discover, auto-discover applications being deployed and then take the appropriate action to either clean this up or move this into ACM management with GitOps. ACM also has a really powerful search function that can save searches. So if there's a requirement to have this running in an easier way and reference for future, this can be done. That's the end of episode 2. Thanks for joining me and stay tuned for more episodes. Thank you.